Anger is something every human being experiences. At some point in life, we all become upset, frustrated, or lose our temper. Some people get angry because they are misunderstood. Others become irritated because of pressure from work, money, or relationships. Sometimes just a single careless word is enough to ignite a storm of emotions inside us. However, the difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is not whether they feel anger or not. The real difference lies in how they control that anger. There is an old saying, a moment of anger can lead to a lifetime of regret. One harsh sentence spoken in the heat of the moment can destroy a relationship, ruin an opportunity, or break something that took years to build. Anger is like fire. If controlled wisely, it can become energy and motivation for growth. But if left unchecked, it can burn down everything in its path, including your own future. Many talented people fail in life simply because they cannot control their emotions. They lose patience with coworkers, argue with customers, or shout at family members. At first, they think it is normal, but over time, people begin to avoid them. Opportunities slowly disappear because no one wants to work or build relationships with someone who cannot control themselves. On the other hand, truly strong people are often calm and composed. They understand that anger does not solve problems. When difficulties arise, they choose to pause and think instead of reacting immediately. That calmness allows them to see situations more clearly and make wiser decisions. Sometimes the reason we become angry is not because others are terrible people, but because our minds are already carrying too much stress and pressure. When the heart is restless, even a small issue can trigger an emotional explosion. That is why learning to calm the mind is the first step toward controlling anger. Whenever you feel angry, try taking a deep breath. Stay silent for a few seconds. Breathe in slowly and breathe out gently. You will notice that the fire inside begins to cool down. Some words once spoken in anger can never be taken back, but a few seconds of patience can save a relationship, protect your future, and prevent painful regrets. Another important lesson is learning to put yourself in someone else's position. When someone hurts or disappoints you, instead of reacting immediately, ask yourself, could this person also be struggling with something difficult? When we begin to understand others, our anger naturally becomes softer. A wise person is not someone who always wins arguments, but someone who knows how to maintain peace and control emotions. The same principle applies in work and business. Successful people are usually those who remain calm during difficult situations. While others panic, they stay focused. When criticized, they do not respond with rage. Instead, they let their results and actions speak for themselves. Calmness creates the presence and confidence of a mature person. There is a powerful quote that says, "He who conquers others is strong. He who conquers himself is truly powerful." Controlling your own anger is far more difficult than defeating another person. But once you learn to master yourself, your life begins to change in positive ways. Many people feel regret after becoming angry. They wish they had stayed calmer or spoken more gently. Unfortunately, words are like arrows once released. They cannot be taken back. That is why emotional control is one of the greatest forms of wisdom. Anger also affects physical health. Constant frustration and stress increase blood pressure, exhaust the mind, and weaken the body. A life filled with anger eventually destroys inner peace and happiness. Meanwhile, calm people often carry positive energy. They are easier to trust, easier to love, and more likely to receive support from others. In life, success does not come only from talent. It also comes from attitude, character, and the way we treat people. Always remember this. No one can truly make you angry unless you allow them to control your emotions. Life will never be perfect. Problems and disappointments are unavoidable. If we react with anger to every difficulty, we turn our lives into suffering. But if we learn to smile, let go, and stay calm, life becomes much lighter. Controlling anger does not mean weakness. In fact, it is a sign of maturity and inner strength. The wiser a person becomes, the more they understand the value of silence and patience. They do not waste energy trying to win every argument because they know that true value lies in actions and results. Every day, try to slow down a little. When something unpleasant happens, do not react immediately. Give yourself time to think. After a few moments of calmness, you may realize that the problem was not worth your anger at all. Life is like a flowing river. If your mind is constantly disturbed by anger, you will never see peace clearly. But when your heart becomes calm, you begin to realize that every problem has a solution. True success does not belong to people who never get angry. It belongs to those who know how to transform anger into strength, patience, and wisdom. They use calmness to overcome challenges, kindness to protect relationships, and self-control to build a better future. So starting today, learn to master your emotions. Do not let anger control your life. A gentle word can bring happiness. A moment of patience can protect your future. And a heart filled with understanding and compassion will always lead you toward peace, success, and a meaningful life.